When we think about our future, our minds tend to jump to things like technology, or the economy, or politics. But what if the most fundamental truth about our survival is something we see every single day and just completely overlook? Today, we're going to dive into that very idea, into the quiet, living systems that are literally holding everything together. And we have to start right here, by challenging a core assumption that, let's be honest, most of us have. We see trees as decoration, right? Just a pleasant backdrop to our lives. But that view is a profound misunderstanding of what they actually are, and more importantly, what they do for us. So let's redefine them for a second. A tree isn't just a plant. It's an active, powerful system. It is, and I mean this quite literally, a foundational piece of the machinery that makes life on this planet possible for you and for me. Just think about the sheer scale of their work. They're the planet's climate regulators. They're its air purifiers. They're the anchors holding down the very soil that grows our food. They manage the water that fills our rivers, and they form the backbone of countless ecosystems. And all of this, it just happens, quietly, constantly, and get this, completely for free.
And well, that brings us to the core problem. There is this huge, dangerous disconnect between how much we depend on these systems and how we actually treat them. And look, this isn't some abstract environmental talking point. It's a direct statement about our own future. The scale of this imbalance is just staggering. We're not talking thousands or millions here. Every single year, the number of trees we remove from this planet is measured in the billions. It's a number so massive it's almost impossible for our brains to really comprehend.
And this chart, it really puts the debt we're racking up into perspective. Just look at the difference. We're borrowing from the Earth at a completely unsustainable rate, and we're barely paying any of it back. We are draining a resource that is not infinite, and this unbalanced ledger is a huge warning sign. And here's the crucial point. We've pushed things to a tipping point. See, for a long, long time, the natural world could kind of recover from our actions on its own. It could bounce back. That time is over. We've moved from an era of just accidental neglect to one where conscious, intentional action is the only way forward. It means a complete shift from exploitation to protection, from accident to responsibility. Let's just sit with that for a moment. This isn't poetry, it's not a metaphor, it is a biological fact. The oxygen in our lungs is part of a cycle that is driven by trees. That connection isn't philosophical, it's physical. Their survival is a direct prerequisite for our own. Simple as that. But this isn't just about global systems and big, scary scientific data. The loss of trees is deeply personal. It's a loss that hits us right where we live, in our communities, in our neighborhoods, and in our memories.
Think about it for a second. That tree in your childhood backyard, maybe the one you sat under in the park on a first date, the ones that line the street you grew up on. These aren't just plants. They are the silent witnesses to our lives. They are woven right into our personal histories.
And they do more than just hold memories. They basically create our sense of place. A neighborhood, a park, a whole city. Its character is so often defined by its green spaces. The presence of trees gives a place a feeling of home, of stability, of belonging. And this is what's so powerful. A single mature tree might have been standing there when your grandparents were children. It has stood watch over decades of change, over entire family histories, over the whole story of a community. They are living links to our past. So when a forest gets cut down, or when the old trees in a city are removed, we are losing so much more than just wood and leaves. We're losing a piece of our identity, a piece of our culture, our beauty, and our connection to the generations that came before us. So this brings us to the solution. And it's not just about a new law or some government program. The real, lasting fix is a shift in our thinking. It's about building a culture where we finally get that a healthy relationship with nature isn't some optional extra. It's absolutely essential. Right now, today, we are all standing at this crossroads. One path, the path of neglect, it leads to cities that are hotter, less healthy, with dirtier air and collapsing ecosystems. The other path, though, the path of intention, that leads to cities that are living ecosystems, where communities are healthier because green spaces are an absolute priority. The choice, right now, is ours to make. And the really good news is, we don't have to wait for someone else to act. These are real, powerful things we can all do. Plant trees, protect local parks, use our voices, and maybe most crucially, teach the next generation that nature isn't something you just visit on vacation. It's part of your home. It's part of you.
So let's bring this all home to the single most critical point. We so often frame this as an environmental issue, as if we're doing some kind of favor for the planet. We need to completely flip that script. This is, first and foremost, an issue of human survival.
And this really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? Our actions aren't about saving the Earth. The Earth will be fine. It will evolve and continue, with or without us. No, this is about saving us. It's about making sure humanity has a viable, healthy, and livable home. Our motivation has to be self-preservation.
Because when you really break it all down, the stakes are incredibly high. It's about our survival, yes, but it's also a moral issue, about our responsibility to the living world and to each other. And finally, it's a legacy issue, about what kind of world we are choosing to leave behind.
And ultimately, this is the choice right in front of us. One path leads to a depleted world. The other, the path of intention, leads to a future where we actually thrive. So the final question isn't for me to answer. It's for all of us. What will be our legacy?